What's next? It's 97.1.
Ready?
Before we made Caesar's Sportsbook and Casino map, they pitched me that Andy Candy or whatever, but I passed on it. I didn't see the point. Now, why would you trust Earns for nothing when you can trust real slots for money and Caesar's Rewards? I mean, maybe it's me, but I want to win something when I win, people.
Must be 21. Offer valid in Michigan only for new players. Terms and conditions apply. See casinos.com/promos. Gambling problem? Call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline at 1-800-270-7117.
Hey everybody, it's Jeff Rieger, and it's time to talk about a new sports movie that I'm really excited for, National Champions. It's about a Heisman Trophy winner and the best college football team in America who, on the night before the national championship game, announces he's starting a boycott until all student athletes are paid. And obviously, with billions of dollars on the line, all hell breaks loose. National Champions, executive produced by Russell Wilson and with Mike Greenberg, Michael Smith, and Jameel Hill, in theaters everywhere tomorrow.
What's my ETA?
Your estimated time of arrival is 9:17.
I'm late. I'll have to punch it.
Speeding will save you just 1 minute and 36 seconds. It will also increase your risk of a crash, as well as the odds that you will be stopped and issued an expensive speeding ticket.
Yeah, but...
In 1 year, there were 22,000 speeding-related crashes in Michigan, resulting in 200 deaths.
If I had someone in the car with me, I'd drive slower. But it's just me.
This is not a logical response. Though you had no passenger, surrounding cars contain 27 others, including 5 children and 1 Labrador retriever.
How do you know all this stuff?
I know everything, Kevin.
Your risk of a crash increases with every mile you drive over the speed limit. So slow down. Speed enforcement is happening now. A message from the Michigan Office of Highway Safety Planning.
Hi, Harry Glantz from Capital Mortgage Fund. Rates are at historic lows, so what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation and MLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Heard you're buying a car. I brought my calculator.
Dad, I already used Capital One Auto Navigator. I found my car online and got pre-qualified instantly. Instead of all that.
You know those things impact your credit score.
Didn't impact my credit score, Dad. Now I'm going to the dealership for a test drive and to make the purchase.
Sounds too easy.
No, it's just easy. Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/Auto Navigator.
Shop on eBay this holiday season to get more for your dough on stand mixers, or get more for your butt on this season's hottest tech and gaming gear. And on eBay, you can even get more. Phew. Last minute deals delivered right on time. It's the biggest deals of December, so get more because you save more with eBay's one-day only last minute deals. Get more when you get it on eBay.
This is how we reinvent banking.
Every week or two, your paycheck comes through. Steady like a stopwatch, easy to beat. But if your bank knows that your checks will drop like clockwork, kid, they speed it up, huh? Enter Huntington, punchline, please. Where your paychecks delivered up to 2 days early. Get your paychecks up to 2 days early. That's how we reinvent banking. Huntington, welcome. Direct deposit and eligibility requirements apply. Learn more at huntington.com/earlypay. Get help managing your money for the life and years ahead with Fidelity Income Planning. We'll look at what you've saved, what you'll need, and help you build
communication with each other, able to talk to each other, talk about how they're feeling with their peers. I'm sure they're doing that with their friends, but it's still good to be around everybody. The principal, Steve Wolf, says that police and staff will be on site as well. Also, they're going to have some professionally trained counselors and therapists there as well, if any of the students feel like they would like to talk to somebody else as well, which is great. And then on top of that, there's also going to be another event. And Oxford Community Schools will have some counseling support today as well. This is for anyone who would like that. This is from 9 to 11 a.m. at Oxford Virtual Academy. So, pretty cool.
Yeah, it could have that resource because that's a tough thing to go through. Oh.
Without it, I can't even begin to imagine. I can try to, but I have no idea.
But we saw it, and Zoom can be helpful, but there's really no substitute for in-person, one-on-one, being compassionate with another human being.
I totally agree. All right, so we know it's the holiday season. People are out and about trying to get their Christmas gifts bought, and it can be stressful sometimes when you're out there at the malls and people are on edge. And at Somerset, things got pretty nasty. Punches were thrown over the weekend at Somerset during a fight over a parking space. So this didn't even take place in the mall. The shoppers didn't even get in. This happened right outside. And I can see this happening.
I understand this absolutely.
Yes.
I can too.
Whoa. So Troy police said that they got a call. This is on December 4th from a man who said that he was attacked by two people in the parking lot. This man said that he parked his car, and all of a sudden, another man approached the door and was upset that he stole the parking spot. So this guy didn't even realize that somebody else was maybe waiting for the spot or had his eye on the spot. And that's when he refused to move. He said, well, I'm already here. I'm not going to move my car, right?
Oh, we've all been in that spot, right?
And he stayed in his car for a minute, and then he eventually got out, and that's when things turned physical, and some fists were flying. Another buddy came up and started punching this guy as well. They fled the scene, the two that were doing punching, and police were able to locate them, and their story was a little different. They said, oh, no, it was the other guy who got aggressive first, and he said, she said, and nobody was taken into custody, but just be careful up there, you know.
Yeah.
And things like that happen. This happened, not this, where punches were thrown years and years ago at Somerset. Something like this happened. I mean, I didn't realize somebody was apparently waiting for the spot. It was the way the car exited the spot, which made it easier for me to turn right in. And I felt bad, of course, but this person yelling, screaming, gave me the finger out the window, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't know, I'm so sorry.
Number one. Thank you very much.
People are angry. People are angry. If you're looking for some really good ice cream,
Always in the market.
there is a mid-Michigan creamery that just was named the best chocolate ice cream in the country.
Oh, now you're singing my
So
song.
this is in Nashville, Michigan. Do you know Nashville?
I am not familiar, but
Never heard of it, but this is called Mooville Creamery. It's in mid-Michigan, and it makes some of the best chocolate ice cream in the United States. This is all according to the North American Ice Cream Association. And also, their vanilla and their strawberry was just ranked second and third. This was at ConeCon, which is like this annual, it's a trade show and ice
How
cream.
did I not know about ConeCon?
It's a trade show and ice cream competition.
Do you have dates for the next one?
No, I don't. But Mooville is a family-owned company. They say they use their own cow's milk for their ice cream. And if you ask, well, what makes their chocolate ice cream so darn delicious, they say it is the ingredients that they use. So they say they use granulated sugar instead of corn syrup, which apparently thickens the ice cream. And then they also say they push the percentage of butter fat, which makes it even more rich and creamy.
I've had it.
Yeah?
It's really
Wait,
good.
you've had Mooville
Yes.
ice
Yes, it's really good.
in Nashville, Michigan?
No. I think they carry it in some stores as you go, like northern,
That's the actual creamery.
as you go like up into northern Michigan, some of the places there carry it in little pints. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, so Nashville is just west of Lansing. About, it looks
Not
like
too
maybe
far.
about 20 miles west of Lansing. It's just past Charlotte.
Not too bad.
Yeah. But
Check
it
it out.
follows one of my life principles. Butter makes everything better.
It does.
Spoken like a former offensive
It
lineman.
does. You guys, Michigan COVID cases continue to rise. We added 15,385 new COVID cases and 351 deaths over the past 2 days. And since the pandemic started, we now have a total of 1,368,541 confirmed cases and over we're almost at 25,000 deaths. And we're averaging, I'm just rattling off a ton of numbers if you take this all in. We averaged 7,693 new cases over that 2-day period, which is quite a bit. So the CDC is actually projecting that Michigan's weekly tally could reach as high as 1,000 deaths, but will likely remain at around 500 to 600 deaths each week in January. Each week. And obviously we talked yesterday too, just about hospitals filling up with COVID patients as well. So doctors are feeling the strain for sure. Tiger Woods, you guys, he is back. Less than a year after his car crash, he's going to be playing in the PNC Championship next week with his son, Charlie. So, of course, he's kind of been teasing this. I mean, we've been seeing those little clips here and there of him swinging the golf club, and people have been wondering, is this when he's going to come back? And it is, and people are excited, and they should be. It's a great thing to see him make his way back. You know, this, of course, is not a huge, he's not doing anything big, but this is a great starting point, and he'll be playing against some others, John Daly, Justin Thomas, Bubba Watson, and his son played in the event last year in 2020, and they finished in 7th place. So,
I mean, at this stage of his career, you just don't know how much golf is left, so you kind of cherish every time he does play, because he's been so great.
When you really think about it, this is less than a year after. It is insane that he is able to make this type of recovery so quickly to get back out there. So it's going to be fun to be able to see him play for sure. All right, Scott Peterson. He has just been resentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for the murder of his wife and his unborn child. So he was actually convicted. So the murder took place in 2002. Which seems so crazy. I'm trying to think of, well, what was I doing in 2002? I was in high school, you know, but I feel like this story has been around. It doesn't feel like it happened that long ago, but it really did. So he was convicted back in 2004 and originally sentenced to death. And then last year, the California Supreme Court actually overturned his death penalty because it was determined that there were some jurors who disagreed with the death penalty. They were dismissed improperly. So now, well, he's not going to be sentenced to the death penalty. He's been resentenced to life in prison. So, if you're looking to have some fun, you got to go to Las Vegas. So, of course, Wallet Hub, they just released its annual list of the most fun cities in America, and Sin City was #1 again. So,
starting route 1835 Russell Avenue in 1.9 miles. Turn left onto West 14 Mile Road.
I know what they're talking about.
You've been to Vegas,
I've been
right?
a couple times, yeah. It's a dynasty. 5 straight, right? That's what we would say in sports. You have 5 straight championships, you're a dynasty.
Topping off the top 5 most fun places, so Las Vegas, Orlando, Atlanta, Miami, and New Orleans.
So, Miami, New Orleans, I get that.
I do too.
Atlanta.
I'm surprised to see Orlando. Okay, you got Disney.
Happiest place on earth. Why not?
I get that, but I was kind of surprised to see Atlanta right there in the top 5.
I teach bowl. I know. We talked about this on Monday. Like, it's great to be able to go to a bowl game, and it's a air quotes on the radio prestigious bowl. It just sucks to go to Atlanta for a bowl game. There's nothing to do.
There must be, because it's one of the most fun cities.
For a football game, like you can't go out and and experience the nightlife.
You can, but your coach probably won't like you very much.
Yeah. The College Football Hall of Fame, though.
I don't think I've ever been.
To Atlanta?
I mean,
I've driven through. I mean, I'm sure everybody right down to Florida has gone through.
Sure, but I don't think I've ever stopped to experience all the fun they have to offer. No.
There's the Ferris wheel downtown, right next to the Waffle House.
Okay, I mean that's kind of. I've bet on that before. I've bet on a Ferris wheel.
I agree. That's why I like Atlanta.
Not that
No,
fun.
thank you.
You guys still took proactive measures to counter a rapidly spreading flu virus. Obviously, they're hoping to get it contained ahead of Sunday's game against Denver, but multiple players have been told to stay home, including Jared Goff. They've just been doing a lot of different things. They canceled Wednesday's practice, but it sounds like there's a lot of people who have been out sick or not feeling well.
I hope they don't have to play this week without the NFC Player of the Week.
Ooh.
Stop it. Or that they might use as an excuse.
Well, John, this might put a damper in your win streak theory.
Well, or they could overcome all odds. That's not the biggest thing they got to overcome.
These Detroit Lions, overcoming odds. That's what I've always said about them. All right, Heather with the news. Coming up next, Aiden Hutchinson reveals he is not a Lions fan. I'll tell you who he's a fan of. Coming up next on 97.
All right, you guys, if you're looking for the perfect gift for your girl, give her the next best thing to wearing nothing at all with soft, silky, naturally nude pajamas, available exclusively at Pajamagram. Sensuous and smooth, naturally nude pajamas feel just like her own skin. They're even more alluring than lingerie, and the texture and touch of these pajamas is so seductive that you'll both love the feel of them. Leave nothing to the imagination with naturally nude pajamas. She'll love the feeling of wearing next to nothing at all. And best
At the
of
next
all,
light,
Pajamagram
turn
does the
left.
wrapping for you with free gift packaging. If you order today, Pajamagram will also include a free matching naturally nude nightie with the purchase of naturally nude pajamas. So that's free gift packaging and a free naturally nude nightie when you order today. But I'm telling you, you've got to order today because last year they sold out before Christmas. So here's what you do. You go to pajamagram.com.
At the light,
right now,
turn left
that's
onto West 14 Mile
pajamagram.com to
Road,
order naturally
then
nude
turn
pajamas.
right onto
And
Inkster
just make sure
Road.
to tell them Heather sent you.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Flint Bishop Airport. Looking at an easy commute this morning, traffic
At the
flowing
stop
at posted
sign,
speeds on
turn
all
right
major
onto
freeways
Inkster
across
Road.
Metro Detroit. In Sterling Heights, we do have a crash on M53 southbound after 17 Mile. The right lane there is blocked. Expect a short delay. Hitch a ride to the Orange Bowl in Miami with Flint Bishop.
In 1.4 miles, turn right onto Northwestern Highway.
Flight from FNT to Fort Lauderdale, Miami before flights fill up. Book online only at Allegiant.com. I'm Julia Deal with traffic.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here with the Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Sunday night, Green Bay, 12.5-point favorite against Chicago. Total is 43.5, and actually think I would only bet Chicago in this game. Certainly would bet Chicago at 13, and maybe would bet Chicago at plus 12.5. Packers should be 9.5-point favorites in this game, maybe 10-point favorites. So now that we're above 10 and almost at 13, I know it stinks to have to do this, but looks like a play on Chicago or nothing. Now let's wait to see who Chicago's quarterback is going to be. Maybe we get a 13 or even a 13.5 with Chicago as we approach kickoff coming up on Sunday. But on Sunday night, it looks like Chicago or nothing on the road in Green Bay. That's it for this Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Check out the latest lines today at BetRivers.com. I'm Nick Costos. Keep it locked here for more throughout the day. Must be 21, playable in Michigan. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117. Hi, I'm Mike Dominic, realtor and leader of the Dominic team. For over a decade, I have helped people with all their real estate needs. Whether they're buying or selling, I ensure they got the absolute best deal possible. Now it's my team and I.
At the next light, turn right.
Aside from having the knowledge, skills, tools, and tech, we have a passion, drive, and heart to ensure your experience is an incredible one. So call us at 855-4321-KEYS, and you'll see we're the key to your next move. By Keller Williams.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. If you haven't refinanced your mortgage in 2021, you need to call Hall Financial right now to see if you qualify for the no appraisal 8-day close. 866-CALL-HALL, or you can chat with us online at callhallfirst.com.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
At the light, turn right onto Northwestern Highway.
Charmin Ultra Strong just cleans better. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Hey, it's Boomer Esiason. We get it. It's your business and you need to see every single hire. But you really don't want to go through every single resume. You need Indeed, the all-in-one hiring platform that makes it easy to attract, screen, and interview candidates all in one place. With smart tools like Instant Match, you instantly get a list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed fit your job description or sponsor a job. Spend less time sifting through resumes and more time saying you're hired. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
Over 3 billion people have been fully vaccinated now from
In 6.2 miles, take exit 14C onto M39 and Southfield Freeway.
Now authorized to be safe and effective for children 5 to 11 with 2 small, kid-sized doses. What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be like happy, having fun everywhere.
Protect your family and the community. Talk to your pediatrician about the kid-sized COVID vaccine and discover the facts for yourself. To learn more or find the vaccine for your child, visit michigan.gov/kidscovidvaccine.
Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Mike Deferral of National Benefit Plan. For affordable health insurance, log on to ndhealth.com.
Get smarter and beat the books today. Download the BetQL app today to better your chances.
side by side with what the Lions have done since 2000. I'm curious. Is his dad a Lions fan, Chris? Do you know?
I don't know.
He's not from Michigan, right,
no,
Chris?
He's from Texas.
Okay, so probably not a Lions fan. I wonder if parents have considered steering their kid away from being a Lions fan.
Well, usually the conversation is, they get indoctrinated to being Indians. You know, you have that moment where your child becomes SOL. You know, they understand what SOL is. Like when I was a kid, 1983, when Eddie Murray missed the kick and Ronnie Clark was praying on the sideline, and my dad
Lions.
Everything is a game, though. Like, if you're Lions fans, oh, it's that game where that thing happened.
It's a little bit different because, like, the kids, they watch the Washington football team because my two oldest still remember wearing their little cheerleading outfits, and they remember Dad playing there, and then they also remember me playing, at Ford Field. So they're skewed a little bit, but I'll turn on games all day long on Sunday. And they all four will sit with me and watch. And, Teddy he'll sit there, but he doesn't know me. I'm not even sure he's on TV yet. But they have the opportunity, and they like, because they've met Tom, and they like following some of the guys that they've met. And so much like Aiden Hutchinson, he's following Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. Now, I bet you he was probably cheering for the Buccaneers last year, like a lot of us Wolverine fans are. And that's the way my kids do it. So I actually think that's where, like, NFL fandom is kind of heading, where kids growing up, they're watching, and because they can watch in so many different ways, they'll find one or two players that they really, really like. And wherever that player goes, that's the team that they're following at the time.
Well, Connors is obviously, and it's the best player in the game, Mahomes, maybe not this year necessarily, but he's got a Mahomes jersey. He follows Mahomes. He drafted Mahomes second overall in his fantasy league. But he is a Lions fan first. And I haven't tried to steer him one way or another. I would never say don't like this team. Don't waste your time on this team. I think you're doing an injustice. I think there's something magical about rooting for your home team. 100%. And you ride the waves because. Me growing up as a kid, to see the Red Wings go from the Dead Wings to what they did, to see the Pistons do what they did under Chuck Daly, that's why I care so much about these teams. It's in my DNA. And the '84 Tigers, if you didn't experience that season in the state, they took over the state. It wasn't just Detroit. No. It was something I still haven't seen to this day.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is framed by experiences that you have when you're young.
That's why I say, if your dad takes you to a ball game or your mom takes you to a ball game, that is steering them, not saying maliciously, but it's setting them up to be a fan of the local team. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm a Lions fan, for better and worse.
Yeah.
I'm just curious if parents have had that thought where they go hey, Aiden Hutchinson's had such a fun life growing up as a football fan, rooting for Tom Brady and the Patriots, as opposed to being a Lions fan. I'm a Lions fan because I grew up here. I'm in too deep, right? But if you've suffered long enough, and I think we fall into this, you might as well hang around, because if they win, it will be epic. I find myself, that is the coping mechanism.
Yeah, it will be the ultimate sports experience ever in our lives if it happens. And it's kind of worth it to stay loyal and stick with them. But when I took Connor to that Ravens game, Jim, that place was going crazy. Okay? He had never experienced something like that before, where there was this, last year we didn't have games to go to. And so he had been really looking forward to go to his first game. And then we knew they weren't going to be good this year, but we didn't know they'd be this bad. But that was the second game of the year, or third game of the year. And, they played Green Bay decently the first or the second week. So we thought they could have a chance. And then you get into that situation, and then we were literally sitting at the 30-yard line where Tucker kicked it. And he cried, Jim. He's still, yeah. There was that game too, by the way, and he didn't understand that. With the whole Ford's getting booed at center field, because he was like, what's this about? I'm like, well, it's people's frustration with them losing.
Tom, we're going to get people on the ticket text that want to report you for Child Protective Services taking his kid to these games. Just one heartbreak after another. Give him a breather.
He got all in SOL'd on his first game.
Start him young.
Yeah.
But he's still watching.
Yeah.
We all still watch.
Yeah, we all still watch.
And I'm not going to tell him not to watch.
248-539-9797. Have you considered steering your kid away from being a Lions fan? When you hear Aiden Hutchinson, he grew up in Plymouth, Michigan, played at Divine Child High School. He's not a Lions fan. He'll play here if they draft him. And what did he say, John? They'll get it all.
They're going to get it all. And that's, God, I love that quote.
We will get into whether or not that makes sense. Tom's got a question for us. It's 97.1.
Hey, if you're driving around right now and you're trying to figure out what to do with your lease that's going to be up soon, Southfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram wants to help. During the Big Finish sales event, you can get the John Jansen deal on a new 2022 Compass Limited for only $299 a month. Or you can build your own custom vehicle to take delivery in as little as 3 weeks. Custom ordering your next vehicle is a easy 3-step process. It's called Remote Start. First, select the vehicle you want. Second, choose the accessories. And last, submit your custom order and wait for it to be built. They're going to send you updates along the way so you know exactly what's going on. Information is always good. Log on to SouthfieldChrysler.com or stop over at the dealership and see my friends Bill and Tim. I was over there yesterday. I mentioned it, and I got a chance to meet a lot of fans. 97 won the ticket, as well as some guys and some gals that are getting some great deals over at Southfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. That's where you want to get started. Whether you live in Birmingham, Livonia, Dearborn Heights, or Detroit, you're just a short drive or click away from the best car buying experience you're ever going to have. Visit them online at SouthfieldChrysler.com. That's SouthfieldChrysler.com. And remember, all roads in all towns lead to Southfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram at 11.5 and Telegraph.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer. We have an accident reported on eastbound I-94 near US 23. We're also seeing that it is icy there, so you're going to want to reduce your speeds. Also watch out for slow traffic later this morning in the work zone on I-275 northbound between Ford Road and I-96. Come rain or shine, high winds or mild breezes, blue skies or gray, it's a great time to consider getting vaccinated against COVID-19. I'm Julia Deal with traffic.
Get the latest sports news and inside information about Michigan and Michigan State on the 5-Star Zone with Rico Beard. Download it today on the Odyssey app.
Former Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute. He acquired tight ends Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith, wideouts Nelson Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne, and linebacker Matthew Judon in free agency. He re-signed former Patriots linebackers Kyle Van Noy and Jamie Collins, and he drafted, well, Matt Jones. Is it any wonder Bill Belichick is now the 9-4 favorite to win NFL Coach of the Year honors? Well, you might as well add GM to that. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Holidays are here, and so is fashionable fitness. Get yourself a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G. It's a phone that folds in half to literally stand on its own. It's a cool phone. You can pair it with your Galaxy Watch 4 for ultimate wellness and wow factor. You can check health stats, flex personal records. Over 90 activities can be tracked, such as biking, swimming, golfing, and more. So invest in yourself with tech made to crush goals. Holidays open up a Galaxy. Shop it all at Samsung.com. 5G connection and availability may vary. Check with carrier. Products are sold separately.
Before the long road trip, before the big game, before the morning workout. Start with 5-Hour Energy. It fixes tired fast and helps you feel alert, energized, and ready to tackle whatever's on your agenda. Even
Hey babe, the sink is clogged.
the weekend honey-do list. 5-Hour Energy. It's the one when you gotta get stuff done. Pick up some today. For more information, visit 5hourenergy.com.
The NFL is nearing the playoffs, and Week 14 gives us a big divisional rematch between rivals the Browns and the Ravens. FanDuel Sportsbook is about to make it even bigger because FanDuel is giving new customers 30-to-1 odds on either team to win. I've done the math. That means you can win $150 on a $5 bet. Are you already a FanDuel Sportsbook user? FanDuel is hooking up customers with $50 when you refer a friend. Plus, your friend will get $50 as well. Just sign up with promo code MOJO before this Sunday afternoon matchup where you can win $150 on a $5 bet. Must be 21 or older and present in Michigan. New users only. $10 first deposit required. Must wager in designated offer market. Maximum bonus $150. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Companies. If you thought you missed your chance to refinance and save, think again. Mortgage rates have recently dropped below 3%, and Rocket Mortgage can help you save big. You could lower your monthly payment and prepare yourself for a better financial future. But you've got to act now. Call us today at 833-8-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Rocket. Conditions apply. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states at MLSConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
You have your eye in a new home, but need to sell your home first? Get the Z Guarantee, where your home is sold, guaranteed, or I'll buy it.
free Odyssey app to listen now. Brought to you by Macy's, Geico, and Coke Zero Sugar.
TJ Lang joins Stoney and Jansen Mondays at 9 on 97.1 The Ticket.
The talk of the state revealing I'm not a Lions fan. I'm a Patriots fan. Tom Brady, 6 Super Bowls. The Lions draft me. They'll get everything I've got. They'll get all of it. But it struck a chord for me. He grew up here, Plymouth, Michigan, at Vine Child High School. He's not a Lions fan. And I'm not going to say his parents steered him in any direction, but his dad played at Michigan. There's a Tom Brady connection. I'm sure that was something that happened naturally. Oh, yeah. I'm curious if parents have made that decision or considered making that decision with their kid where they said the Lions have given me so much heartbreak. I care about them too much. It's one thing for me to sit in front of the TV and bitch and complain every week, but I don't want that for my son or daughter. And I asked the question, 248-539-9797. I myself am a Lions fan, and I think at this point, you're on the hook. For me, anyway, I feel like I got to ride this out. This is my team. I grew up here. If and when they ever win anything, the excitement will be worth the ride.
So I disagree. Now, I agree with the fact that you should be a Lions fan.
Yes.
You live here. You know, this is home, and I'm a big proponent of rooting for the home team. I wanted to play for the home team.
I did briefly.
Yes. And but you're still young. You're still really young. Like, you don't have to say, I'm just going to ride this thing out, because you're looking at a minimum, well, I mean, let's just...
How long you think I've lived,
John? Life expectancy, right, is somewhere in the 70s.
John's going to write my tombstone coming up next.
So if that's the case, you've got another half century,
yes.
right? 50 years.
Yeah, but I feel Jim is fully seasoned.
Oh, yeah, at this point, I don't know anything else. This is who my team is.
You've experienced enough to be a very well-seasoned Lions.
Well, and I think at this point, it's taught me so many coping mechanisms in life. I mean, it's really, just a gift being a Lions fan.
This sort of lets it real quick, though.
You know,
get it off.
We've got Greg, though, who just the other day said he considered being a Lions fan at one point. But Greg, you grew up here, right?
Oh, that's correct. The Lions have never been my favorite football team.
See, you are very rare. Like, I think, the difference is, we have Rico on our staff, who is not, the Lions are not his primary team. It's the 49ers.
David with the Steelers. People do adopt other teams.
Well, that's Team B stuff. Now, Rico, I don't think the Lions, I do think the Niners are Team A. I don't believe that with David. I think the Steelers are Team B with him. But I think deep down, Rico really is a Lions fan. And if they ever pull it off, he will enjoy it. Greg is more indifferent to the Lions than anybody I know.
Oh, that's true. And by the way, with Hatchet, I was kind of surprised. To me, it felt like one day he was a Steelers fan, honestly. I do get a sense of he was a Lions fan and then decided to be a Steelers fan, which, power to him. Good.
Yeah, sure.
If you want to not root for the Lions, how many ticket texts do we get that say, oh, I wish I wasn't a Lions fan? Or I think we got one earlier this week saying, oh, I wish I was a hockey fan. Well, those are choices we can make.
Yes, it's a choice to stick with your home team,
That's
too.
right.
That's a choice, too.
Yeah. So, Greg, what was it in your youth that you said, I'm not going to be a Lions fan, I'm going to be a Green Bay Packer?
This wasn't
growing
really
up here in the Metro Detroit area.
Look, this wasn't really a conscious choice. I actually grew up a Bills fan because my whole mom's side of the family is from Buffalo.
Buffalo, great
So I grew up a Bills fan, so I like them. And then, got to watching the Packers, liked Brett Favre, liked the way he played, and then, watched the Packers.
One thing led to another.
You're one of the few people, Greg, that I know that likes sports, that grew up here, that is emotionally detached from the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, I look at them as a comedic show now. I think that's a coping mechanism that you said. I just don't have the years of trauma associated.
If you don't laugh, you're going to cry. So, you pick one of the two. And some weeks, you just have to laugh at it all. Some of the ticket text. This one says, I told both my boys they need to pick a different team to root for when they were pretty young. One has watched a Super Bowl victory as an Eagles fan. The other has been in the Super Bowl, a Rams fan. They don't suffer any Lions losses. That's Jason at home.
See, the last time I committed to a different team, I grew up a Cowboy fan. They were my A team. Hey, you get it, though, don't you, John? I mean, they broke my heart.
No.
3 straight championship losses, and then when they fired Tom Landry, I quit on him because I thought it was just disrespectful. I hated what they did to him. And then I picked up the Jags when they became an expansion team. I love Mark Brunell as a player. I thought he was the next coming of Steve Young until his knee injury. And they broke my heart in the AFC Championship game. And it was just like I couldn't commit to 2 teams.
Then turn right onto Dix Highway.
Mark's a good dude. It's good. Got to be a fan of.
I'll read more of these ticket texts, but we got people who've been waiting a little bit. Let's go to Jeff in New Baltimore. Jeff, you're on 97.1.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of share my experience after the 19 season with Quinn Trisha and the ownership. Ford family sent out letters to other season ticket owners, and they didn't once mention wanting to go to a Super Bowl, and said that they just wanted good character guys on their team. That was my confirmation. I was already almost there. That was the final thing. And it feels really good to be emotionally detached. It's almost like successful therapy. And then my son is like 10 years old now, so he just started paying attention to sports a little more. So me and him get a lot of joy and smiles and laughter out of making fun of them and not being fans of the team. And, I've taken my son to Red Wings games, and we're fans of every other team. But the Lions, no. We get maximum joy and laughter and smiles out of laughing at them and not being fans of them.
Jeff, have they lost you forever? If they made a run and had a couple of playoff years in a row, made a playoff run deep, possibly went to a Super Bowl, would they get you back?
They could, because I like Dan Campbell and the way the guys behaved in the locker room after that win, even though it was just one. How can you not?
You saw some excitement.
How can you? I feel for them. They work really hard, and Dan Campbell has a lot of heart. So it's a stark contrast to the personalities that were in the front office before. So yeah, there's a chance that they could get me back.
There's a glimmer of hope.
See,
all right, we got a little glow in his heart. A little glow in his heart. Let's go to Cody in Heartland. Cody, you're on 97.1.
Hey, how you doing, fellas? Great.
Good morning. Thank you.
My son's 2.5 years old, and I'm 32. I've been a Lions fan my whole life.
The destination is on your right. 1835 Russell Avenue.
Him and his mom are taking a nap. Mom comes